Today we are installing a GReddy front lip for the 2017 or newer Toyota 86. I had to wait about 8 weeks to get this from Japan, and I just got it back from paint. So I'm really excited to put this on. The process is pretty simple. Just takes a little bit of 3M double-sided tape and 2 screws. So let's get this on the car and see what it looks like. So when you get the lip from Japan, it actually ships unpainted in a black polyurethane. You could install it on the car like that. You could wrap it. I chose to paint it. You have to get quotes from your local paint shops. The price will vary depending on what color your car is. Because this is a pearl white, it's quite a bit more expensive than, say, like the standard red color. So just keep that in mind when you get this lip. It ships with enough 3M double-sided tape to install it, a badge, 2 speed nuts that you slide in on the bumper, and I'll show you where those go in a second, and 2 new screws. So this tape needs to be mounted in the center section up here, and then on the sides right over there, and that's covered in these instructions, which are Japanese. I do not read Japanese, but they do have enough information and measurements here. You need 600 millimeters of the tape here, and that is 150 millimeters right there. Pretty straightforward. This tape is super strong, so I'm not worried about the lip really going anywhere. The only thing is, when you apply this tape, you need to clean the bumper with a diluted isopropyl alcohol mixture. That way it strips away any wax or sealants, and that will promote maximum adhesion for the tape. And you need to apply a fair amount of pressure for about 30 seconds, and then just let it cure for the next 12 hours, and you'll be good to go. So we'll get to cleaning the bumper and we'll be good to go. Okay, so like I said, step 1 is to clean the bumper. Get a microfiber cloth, some diluted isopropyl alcohol. You don't want to put like 90% or 70% straight on the paint. It's pretty harsh. So diluted, like 50-50 mixture is probably good enough. And we'll clean the areas that the tape will be applied to. We're going to apply the tape to the lip itself, not the bumper, and that's to make sure we get the fit correct. It doesn't take much to get the wax off, but just make sure there's no dirt, no grime. A little bit on here from all the cones we've murdered with this car. And then a little bit over here. I am excited to get this bumper on, or I'm excited to get the lip on the car, I should say, because this bumper's already gotten its fair share of rock chips from autocross and just rocks on the highway. Paint on modern cars is really thin these days, so it's just kind of a shame. If I had bought this new, I would have clear brought it from the start, just towed it to a place. But you learn as you go. And this gets applied on the side right here. There's a nice flat spot for it. And then that big piece will go right here down the center. One of the nice things about buying a authentic body piece like this compared to the replicas is everything actually fits out of the box. You don't have to sit there and massage it and worry about doing body work. All too often a replica piece is made off of a mold from this, so there's already going to be some inaccuracies just as a byproduct of making a mold from a finished piece. Flip this over again, then we will install the speed nuts on the car for the next step. So for this part, you just take out these small plastic screws. Just be careful you don't strip the heads out. It doesn't take a lot of force, and it helps if you have a stubby screwdriver. You take this back, and right here is where we're going to put the speed nut. You'll use the screw to replace the push pin or the push piece that you'll use there. pretty straightforward. And those go in just like that. And just repeat the process on the other side. Alright, and that is all you need to do for this step. The next part is the fun part, which is putting the lip on. For this part, you really need a helper. Today I got my dad, aka Bob, aka Gary. So the goal here is you want to get one end on, and he's gonna take that side. We're gonna slide that on first, and we're gonna kind of swing the rest of the lip over the bumper. And from there, it's pretty straightforward. I've already fitted this lip once before, so I understand how it works. But you absolutely need two people for this. Otherwise, you'll scratch up your paint, and it's just a bad idea. So the other thing is, with this 3M double stick tape, once you apply it, it needs about, say, 30 to 60 seconds of solid pressure with your hand before you can just let it cure and bond. Ideally, you'd have more, but about a minute of pressure is enough. And I also want to make sure I get the screws in before we do that, just get it fitted just right. And after that, we should be pretty much done. So let's get this on. Let's get this backing off. If you've never used this tape before, it's pretty amazing how well it works once it gets on there. Okay, ready? Okay, so I'm gonna get these screws in, and once we do that, we gotta apply the pressure. Had a little bit of a panic on that other side trying to get this to line up. I was worried everything wasn't lining up, but what happened was, when we first applied the lip here, this tape stuck it up a little bit too high in the corner, which meant this hole couldn't line up, and there's like a small cutout on the bottom that helps you also align everything. So what you have to do once you get this fitted, you have to be really careful to pull this off so you don't damage the paint, like that. So when I pulled this off to readjust everything, unfortunately the double stick tape came off, so I'm in a bit of a predicament here. So I'm gonna actually reapply it on this side, and hopefully it should all be aligned. So got a little bit of a piece in there. It's not super ideal, but it is what happened. And that will actually keep that secure from bouncing around. That was my biggest concern right there. All right. Now the most important part, the badge. And that is the GReddy lip. I think it looks pretty sweet. Take this camera off my head, kind of show you around it. I am pretty pumped. So what I'm gonna go do now is scrape it going out of my driveway, cry a little bit, and then enjoy it. So thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. And until the next time, I'm Sean with The Driver's Perspective.